Hey everybody, I'm Javeda Bay, and welcome back to On the Road to Dr. Athen, my web series where I take you along on my journey of being a black woman, getting 2 PhDs, and living within higher education. And the semester has started, the term has started, we're in it. My semester for my human sexuality PhD started actually at the end of August. And yesterday, my PhD for communication and media studies at the University of Oregon started. So I'm officially in it, baby. We're back. 2 programs at the same time. So let me fill you in. Obviously, I'm in year 3 of the human sexuality PhD program. So at the beginning of the semester, I took my comps exam, which, as a refresher, was a 12-hour test where I had to write mini essays around 10 different concepts of human sexuality that I learned in my 2 years of coursework. Yeah, it was long. It was a long day. You had a full 12 hours to do all 10 essays. It took me 11 hours and 15 minutes. We were cutting a little close there, but I got it done. But unfortunately, I do not find out if I pass that until November 3rd. It's a long waiting period. I am on pins and needles. I don't know why. Like, do I know the stuff? Yes. But you know, it's a test. There's a score. A lot is riding on it, so I'm nervous about it. I do have to get a 70% or higher on it, which basically means that at least 3 questions, if I didn't do all of them, I can bomb them and it'll be okay. So yeah, that happened. I did it. We're waiting. But I'm not completely done. Obviously, there's still more for that other program. And so the rest of the semester is spent working on my lit review, which a literature review is basically how you start off doing a dissertation. You find the gaps in the research, what's missing around what I want to study, and how is my specific research project going to fit into what is already existing. And so that's what I'm working on right now for that program. I'm going to be honest. Am I a little behind? Just a smidge. I've collected a decent amount of literature. I have not done the reading. So I got to get into a reading zone. And then after that, I can actually start the writing. But it is very time intensive because you read all these articles, you have to synthesize the information, build your argument around why your research matters, where it fits in this conversation. It's a lot. But that's where we are. That's what I'm at. That's the focus right now. We're just going to focus on that until November 3rd, and then we'll see. But for the University of Oregon, so this is a little different because UO is set up on a term system, which this is the first for me. I've always had semesters. Term systems are basically, they break up the academic year into quarters. So you have fall term, which is 10 weeks, winter term, another 10 weeks, spring term, 10 weeks, and then summer term, depending on if you're taking classes, what the classes look like. It could be 10 weeks, it could be less, who knows. I'm not that far. I don't know what my summer's gonna look like yet, don't ask. But yeah, so I am on a term system. So I'm currently in fall term and I have 10 weeks worth of classes. Like, the classes I'm in are gonna meet over the next 10 weeks. And so I am enrolled in 3 classes this term. I have a media theory class, a teaching and professional life class, and then I am also going to be working towards a women, gender, and sexuality studies graduate certificate. And don't worry, I know I'm gonna talk about it. And so for that, I'm enrolled in another class called the Black Human Body. I'm very excited for that one. So yeah, I've got 3 classes that I'm actually taking as a student, and then as a PhD student at the University of Oregon, I have graduate employment, meaning I'm a TA. So the class I'm TAing this term is writing for communicators. When I got notified that that was what I was going to be TAing, I was like, but you know, try and come at things from a positive light. So I was like, actually, this is probably the universe being like, hey girl, you got to get into writing mode. We're going to help you out. Here's this class. So that's how I'm taking it. This class is really just going to be beneficial to me as it is my students. But so it's set up where I am obviously TAing for another professor who teaches like the full lecture of all 100 plus students. And then I have 2 sections of my own that I teach by myself Fridays 8 a.m. and 10 a.m. We're not talking about that 8 a.m. right now. But I teach by myself, all me. And it's very hands-on in terms of me helping students with their writing. So yeah, it definitely is a bit out of my comfort zone. But I'm excited for it. The students seem excited. So I think it's just going to be a good time. I'm going to make it a good time. Let's be real. I'm going to make it a good time. Also, I've had some really great mentors in terms of teachers and professors. Shout out to Dr. Dyson. So I am not too nervous about it. Like, I know that I can do this. I'm more so nervous, like, writing. Because there's grammar involved. If it was just writing, I wouldn't be worried. It's the grammar piece. But I got this. But yeah, so that's where we're sitting. All right, Javay, that's cool. Now, back to this grad certificate. I know, you're probably like, Javay, you're getting a PhD in human sexuality. Why are you getting a grad certificate in something that's related to that? For multiple reasons. One, I'm a lifelong learner. I'm gonna always take the opportunity to learn more. And being enrolled at UO as a PhD student, I don't pay for classes. I just get to take them. They pay me to teach, so I don't have to pay for it. So why would I pass up the opportunity to learn more? Two, learning from different folks. So far, I've obviously learned from people at Widener University. I've learned from folks at the California Institute of Integral Studies. This now gives me another opportunity to learn from more people because I'm taking classes within my area of focus, but from different individuals. Also different course offerings. Like, there's a class called Feminist Praxis. Do I know what that is? Not at all, but it sounds cool and different from what I've taken. At least I think it is. So why would I pass it up? Also, because of this, that's why I'm taking like the Black Human Body class. So lots of different options available to me, and we know me. I'm gonna take advantage of everything I can. So I'm taking those classes. And so that's why I'm getting a certificate. Also, like, if I have to take electives anyway, obviously my electives are going to be sexuality related. Why would I do the work of taking all these electives, getting all the credits, and not getting that extra certificate? Like, that would be a waste of time and just like not the smartest way to do this. And you know me, I ain't about wasting no time. But yeah, so I'm very excited about this semester, term, however you want to call it. I'm very excited for this academic year overall. We're in it. We are in it. I will admit, y'all, I did have a hiccup the first day of classes for my UO program. I stupidly misread, when I registered for classes, the date for the Black Human Body class. I thought it met only on Thursdays, which something should have told me, Javay, that can't be right because it only meets for an hour and a half. Like, no. It meets Tuesday, Thursdays, y'all. So my butt missed the first day of class. I literally opened my laptop once I got to my desk and was like, let me open Canvas. And I went and I was like, oh, they published the Canvas page. Let me look and see what's going on. I opened up Canvas at 12:45. So around 12:48 is when I saw that I was supposed to be in class. Granted, I had no idea where the building is. I will also admit I didn't take a tour of campus. We're not talking about it. So then I go on a hunt to find said building. And of course, the building that this class was in was confusingly connected to multiple buildings that shared the same name, but weren't the same. It was weird. So I then spent a good 20 minutes trying to find said building. And by that point, it was already 1:07. And I was like, I'm not going to walk in and disrupt class. They get out in 13 minutes. That's a waste of time. So then I just waited until everyone left. And I went in and spoke to the professor. And luckily, they were like, it's all good. Don't worry about it. I'll see you on Thursday. And I later learned that the university got rid of their first day of class policy of mandatory attendance, I guess. I don't know. But all's well that ends well. I will be there Thursday and every Tuesday and Thursday following. But yeah, so I missed my first class of the day. What you gonna do about it? But yeah, so I'm very excited. It's gonna be a great time. I'm also excited because so many avenues to do so many things that I love to do, especially because one of my actual classes that I'm taking, I get to build a syllabus. And if you know anything about me, all I do is come up with random class ideas. So I'm very excited for that. But yeah, that is that. Make sure you subscribe to his YouTube channel, especially if you are intrigued to see how I go about doing these 2 PhDs. Also, if you're just like, Javay, I love your sex ed content, then you definitely want to subscribe. And make sure you follow me on all the social media platforms because I share it all. Sex ed content, definitely want to be following on Instagram. If you want to see sex ed content, PhD life, TikTok is the place to be. If you just want to see my like random thoughts and musings, Twitter is the place for you. And definitely make sure you subscribe to my email newsletter because that is where I announce everything first, including my workshops and all that jazz. And you don't want to miss that. And definitely, you want to be subscribed to email newsletter in case, social media decides, boop, to kick me off for no good reason. So yeah. But yeah, until next time, I'm going to see you later. Wish me luck. Deuces.